Monster Hunter Stories used to feel like the little brother of the mainline series. Cute, fun, but not something you'd take as seriously as the real thing, especially if you'd pumped thousands of hours into the mainline game as I had. It felt like a time investment that was just taking away from the main game. That, however, changes here. Monster Hunter Stories 3 isn't just a freshly hatched chick anymore, it's fully evolved, and now it's standing toe-to-toe with the main series. You want to help a guy out? I am hoping to go to the Tokyo Game Show in September with a press pass, and that requires me to get a few more subscribers. So please, if you can, hit a subscribe. It will help me out more than you will ever know. For the longest time, Stories felt like a spin-off, something lighter, more casual, more Pokemon-like. But this time it feels like a full-fledged Monster Hunter experience, just told with a lot more polish and through that refined lens of experience. One of the big surprises for me was the story. This is easily the most emotionally engaging story we've seen in a Monster Hunter game. You've got two nations, once united, now torn apart by war. And the game actually explores the social and emotional consequences of that divide, how it affects the people, how they see each other, and how that conflict has shaped their world and affected the generations after.
Plain and simple. Our kingdoms must come together if we wish to survive it.
Your troops advance on our border, and you dare plead for cooperation?
Hold on now. What joint venture would you have us undertake?
Every character, even in the side quests, has depth. There were multiple moments where I genuinely paused and thought, wait, this is actually good storytelling in a Monster Hunter game. If you've played as much Monster Hunter as I have when it comes to the main games, you'll know they always promise this story that's going to be great, and always the Monster Hunter stories are god-awful. So I didn't expect this from something called Monster Hunter Stories, but it lives up to its name. Is it groundbreaking? No, but it's intriguing enough with enough mystery that it keeps pulling you forward. That said, it's not perfect. It does fall into Monster Hunterisms at times, especially when it comes to the monster-based plot. However, when it comes to the more human element, it really works, and it's really interesting. If you've played Monster Hunter games before, I'd love to hear what you thought of it. Was it just generic to you, or did it actually have an impact? Let me know down below. So yeah, this is a Monster Hunter Stories game, so the gameplay is very different. This is a game about hunting, collecting, and nurturing monsters. You're building them, shaping them, and customizing them. And though it is repetitive, the reward for that repetitiveness definitely is worth it, and the amount of customization and build variety and just straight up freedom to build any monster you love to fit any role is an absolutely brilliant design decision that I feel will have an even bigger impact on people who have a love for specific monsters in the series. It's deeply rewarding, raising those creatures, building them, and then slaying monsters with them in combat. But can you click with that loop? If you're used to the action of the original Monster Hunter game, will this click for you? And that really is going to be completely subjective, and it may be quite divisive. I love turn-based combat, I have no issues with it at all, and though it may be different to the OG Monster Hunter games, it more than stands toe-to-toe with it. When it comes to the gameplay, I do feel the difficulty curve is a touch messy. Early on, the systems are just not explained well. Even key systems such as Wyvern Soul management, which are a huge part of the combat loop, are poorly explained. But once you understand that and how it controls the tempo of fights, and then how to manage the kinship or soul gorge based off that and play strategically off both those things, the game actually becomes a lot more engaging. But when you do understand that, I feel like the game also becomes significantly easier, with a lot of fights becoming trivial. The game relies too heavily on AoE attacks, that one-shot you, and as a result that does force you to play a certain way to control the tempo of the fight around the enemy's AoE attack. It's a very nitpicky kind of high-level criticism of the combat, but if you've played a lot of this game as I have, you probably know where I'm coming from. Stunning or making monsters miss a turn on a big AoE is the whole game. There isn't really another way to play it unless you are heavily overleveled. Another criticism would be the AI teammates. Normally they're fine, but when you fight a monster with Blightstones, they often have this habit of attacking the Blightstone, which then results in a counter-attack, which against tougher enemies can basically end the fight, or at least lead to a downward spiral. But that's all I really have for negatives. Overall, I loved the game world and will now touch on more of the positives. Connecting the world of stories to the world of the mainline Monster Hunter game was one of the things I absolutely adored in Monster Hunter Stories 3. Things like the hunter skills, the rider and hunter dynamics and how they kind of talk to each other and touch upon how they're from different worlds. It's a small touch, but it really helps the game feel like part of the same universe. Because the visual style is so different, it was quite easy for me to sometimes see it as completely different, but those little touches, those little comments and conversations, they bring it all together brilliantly. It doesn't feel like a spin-off anymore, but it feels like something that belongs. And that's really what I wanted to say about Monster Hunter Stories 3. It's no longer the side game, it's no longer the younger brother. It's a fully realized Monster Hunter experience with its own identity. For the first time, I can confidently say Stories doesn't feel like it's standing behind the main series, it's standing right next to it. And depending on what you're looking for, you might even prefer it. Thank you very much, take care. If you want to help me out, I am trying to get a creator pass and fly to Tokyo Game Show in September, and I need subscribers. So if you can help me out by subbing, let me know your thoughts on Monster Hunter Stories, and I will catch you on the next one.